Hey, it's Tara. So I get a lot of questions from parents who sometimes want their kids to see me for therapy, or they just have general questions about how to make their kids more resilient. And here's the answers and the feedback that a lot of parents don't want to hear, because we do take on enough guilt already. It's not about guilt, it's just about trying to get better. How you raise resilient kids is, first of all, to be resilient yourself. So how do you think your child's nervous system develops? It wires and templates off of yours, especially the moms or the primary caregivers, but it wires off of the parents. So if you're not regulated, if you're having trouble dealing with stress, if you're dealing with your own old developmental or traumatic experiences, you need to do the work first. Often kids don't even need to see me. If the parents do the work first, individually, they need to do the work first. Then together as a couple, you need to have a healthy relationship, because whatever your relationship is, that's what they will internalize as being normal, and that's the relationship that they will seek to replicate as they go into dating relationships of their own. So you need a healthy relationship yourself. You also need to be healthy individually and regulated individually. So that's the first thing. So the first thing that you can do for your kids is to have a healthy regulated self and a healthy regulated marriage for them to model off of. The second thing is, we tend to overcompensate. We want to fix things so badly as parents that we don't let our children suffer. We don't let them problem solve and struggle to find solutions on their own. Certainly you want to help guide them, but you don't want to give them all the answers. And you don't want to overcompensate and make the problem bigger than what it is. We rescue too quickly, and kids then pick up on that anxious energy as we're rushing to fix it, we're rushing to rescue them, we're rushing to overcompensate with making our world all about our kids. That feeds anxious energy. That feeds this sense that there's something constantly wrong that they need you for, and it doesn't ever let them really build a sense of self and confidence and the ability to work through things, to struggle a little with your guidance, of course, but to figure things out on their own and to work through things. We are in this helicopter parenting age where, if we're not helicopter parenting practically with tangible things that we're doing for them, we're doing it emotionally. We're taking our anxious energy and projecting it onto them, and we're not allowing them to learn to figure things out on their own. We're also not teaching them how to communicate very well. So we tell them, if you don't like the way that something's going, or you don't like the way that something feels, you just walk away from it. Walking away is a good skill for safety, but it doesn't help them learn how to communicate in relationships. And again, they learn that at home first, but they also need to be taught how to do conflict resolution, problem solve, and communicate when they're uncomfortable with their peers and with their other circle of influence. So these are some areas that parents can do more benefit from doing their own work and stepping back a little bit from their kids, to stop feeding the problem, to stop amplifying the problem. Because the other thing we want to do is we want to talk about it. We want to make sure that they feel safe enough to talk to us, and we're diving in there and really kind of spotlighting, highlighting the problem, whatever it is, that if we left it alone or if we minimized it, they would get over faster. But we make it bigger because we insist on talking about it and over talking about it and putting way too much energy and focus on. Age appropriate, for sure. You want to make sure that they're able to talk to you, but kids are more resilient than we are, and they don't need to talk about it or process it near as much as we force it upon them. So sometimes regulating yourself means that you can take a step back, that you can stop feeding their problems and making things bigger, because they would get over it faster if we held back a little bit sometimes. And you can't do that if you're anxious yourself. You need to do your own work first, get really calm and regulated, and be really aware of the energy that you're bringing into your kids and the parenting that you do, and their own problems. Let them struggle a little bit, let them figure things out, and then really focus on what it's like to solve their own problems and to develop confidence in what that looks like. So those are some takeaways for the most of the feedback that I give for parents, and most of the questions that I get from my friends and my clients about how to raise resilient kids. I would start there first, and then if you have specific questions about some of the things that your kids are going through, definitely fire me a message and we can talk about some of those things. But those are the places I would start. I hope that's helpful. Until next time.